So while the auto show was taking shape here, Ford CEO Jim Farley was hosting a meeting in Las Vegas with Ford dealers. General Motors has likewise been working on a new dealership approach and path. And as I asked Rod Alberts, what is the future of the American auto dealership? Pretty good question right now. I'm joined by Jason Stein, the host of Cars and Culture on Sirius XM and a vice president with the Feldman Auto Group, and Carrie Way, who heads up the Crest Automotive Group. Thanks so much for coming today. I'm really curious. This is a really, I kept calling it an existential moment for auto shows. We may be reaching, I don't know, Carrie, are we arriving at an existential moment for car dealers?
Well, there's a lot of things happening here. Obviously, we've received messages from Ford about what their expectations are for us with regards to electrification certification.
It's going to be very expensive.
Well, it does stand to be an investment, but one that many dealers, especially locally, are considering. My experience thus far is that there is an appetite for electric vehicles in this market. We haven't been able to get them for various reasons that go far beyond what's happening in Detroit. It's about what the federal government's expectations are for the sale of electric vehicles. People want them. We've just had a hard time getting them. And so we're very excited to continue to go down the path of having an electric vehicle portfolio. It's a timing situation. We've all lived through the evolution of the smartphone. And so I want to invest today, but is my infrastructure going to be obsolete in 2 years?
It's a really heavy question.
It's almost like going from the horse and buggy to the Model T and all of the things that needed to be worked out during that period of time. Of course, we weren't there during that, but roadways needed to be established, gas stations needed to be set up. And yeah, you're having to make enormous bets on something that the consumer hasn't even said that they're all in with yet. Correct. Because 95% of them have internal combustion engine vehicles. By the way, a few of them were shown downtown here this week, one significant one.
Right. Yeah. Now, as I also though said to Rod, I can't believe how quickly we arrived at the moment where more than half of the cars right now are being purchased online. That is also a massive challenge for the dealership structures we've come to know it, isn't it?
Devin, something that even 3 years ago was just starting to go through its own personal evolution. When you look at the fact that COVID has really accelerated all of those buying habits, you know that better than anybody, the fact that the consumer now has a much better experience, and dealers have adopted that and adapted to the way of the world that is now more of a shop, click, and buy. And that's just something that if we had this conversation at the auto show, back in 2015, we'd say, well, we'd like to get there at some point. But the tipping point was truly COVID and a consumer that just had a different way of approaching business.
The other thing, Saturn most famously tried this. Over the years, we watched no haggle pricing. That's another thing, though, that I think a lot of consumers want to wash their hands of, and they kind of like the idea of, oh, this is what it says, and I'm going to click buy. That's also a challenge for the typical way that we've done this, isn't it?
Well, it is and it's not. I'm on board to eliminate the haggling from the experience as well. It's nothing that we've particularly enjoy. There is an expectation of receiving a deal, though, still. You know, for 40, 50 years of purchasing vehicles, I'm looking for the best deal. So,
but we end up like people on an airplane, and everybody's realizing that everybody on there paid a different price for their seat,
kind of,
right?
Sure,
Well, pay a different price on markups, too, which have occurred because of the supply shortage. And that's when I think reputationally dealers are going to, the good dealers are going to be the ones who are going to say, I'm not going to gouge the customer right now because I can, because there are still 3 to 5 million more people out there that wish that they could buy vehicles now, but they can't get their hands on them. And that's not going to change in the next year or two from what we're hearing.
Yeah. Right. The other thing, Carrie, that over the years we've come to understand that dealerships rely on their repair shops as being a big part of their business.
Absolutely.
Electric cars don't seem to need so far. We'll see. But you know, I never need an oil change in my electric car. There will seem to be so far less maintenance on electric vehicles. Does what kind of challenge does that mean?
Well, maintenance there will still potentially be, right? Yes, you may not wear your brakes as quickly, but you could have to replace your brakes. Tires, obviously. Windshield repair. My dad has a Mach-E. He's had it in for service for a couple of reasons that we've been able to handle for him. So I do think, and we've got many years of internal combustion vehicles on the road as well. So yes, it's definitely something to keep a pulse on, but is that something that's going to be a devastating impact to the dealer body tomorrow? I think we're a ways away from that, and dealers are very creative. They're entrepreneurs. Ford is giving us a lot of ways to continue to invest in our business. And so I think through that, there'll be different ways, different revenue sources that I think
it won't be a light switch either.
Yeah.
I mean, this is an evolution.
Sure.
Let's look out over the next 10 to 15 years. Everyone's going to have time to adjust to this, and there are more products coming. Ford has a range of products that are headed that way that I think the consumer will get used to, the dealer will get used to, the buying process, the service process will get there. We have to think of it more as the turn of the last
Now, it
century.
feels like General Motors, though, is trying to thin its herd a little bit on dealerships. Am I right, or am I reading that incorrectly?
Well, I think every automaker is looking at their distribution channel and saying, and they've been very public about this, everyone has, about how they squeeze more marketing costs, as they call it, distribution costs, because they look at that one brand that starts with a T and they admire that direct-to-consumer experience there. The problem is, or the opportunity for dealers, is that there's a lot of product coming from mainstream brands and automakers with franchise dealer networks where you can service that vehicle.
Yeah.
Service has been the worst part of the Tesla experience. They all love their vehicles, but they really don't like having to take care of them afterwards.
Especially, there's been a recall, and where do you take it?
Right.
when there's been no
Who do you
dealership,
call?
who do you call? Who are you going to call?
That speaks to the value of the people that work at our dealerships.
No doubt.
Because they're your phone call.
I wanted to let you both now weigh in, though, then on and we've just got about a minute left, but the future of auto shows. This one especially relies on dealers. They're the ones it's always been the the DADA behind this show. What do you think?
Well, I'm obviously a little bit biased, but Ford's been a great partner in the auto show experience. If you happen to watch the Mustang release the other night,
great
it was
fun.
spectacular.
Yes.
I mean, the weather was perfect, beautiful night, beautiful vehicles, lots of people, a lot of excitement. So I do think there is an appetite to still see vehicles, not just on YouTube, have those experiences. Jury's still out on the timing, I think, for our city. I know a lot of people have sports tonight and activities and stuff like that, but I'm going to take my kids downtown next Friday. We're going to come see it all.
Having this show in the summer is a wonderful thing.
Amen to that.
I just think marketing departments have decided that, look, there are no vehicles on the lot, and why do we have to spend millions of dollars on enormous stands? It's coming back to a consumer show.